Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 106 for the week of March 13th, 2017. I'm your host, Brian Thomas, alongside my lovable co-host, Justin Kane.
Hello.
Anthony Salvatore.
What's going on?
Bootless Wonder, Gary Hines.
Hello.
I missed the beacon of light, Anthony Salvatore. I feel bad.
Why?
I wouldn't.
Because I didn't say
He
the
missed us
beacon of
all
light.
day yesterday.
What'd you say?
I just said Anthony Salvatore. I didn't say the
shit.
beacon of light, Anthony
Damn.
Salvatore.
Oh, you
No
missed his
nickname
shitty
for you.
nickname?
No nickname for him.
Damn.
No. But anyways, we're the podcast for the site pixelatedpoints.com, where we talk about the games that we've been playing during the week in a little segment we like to call Under Your Thumb. Usually we do the drunken news, but yesterday we went to PAX.
PAX East.
PAX East 2017. And so we're not going to do the drunken news. We're actually going to
That's our
do
drunken
just
news.
our impressions of PAX East. So stay tuned for that. But any stories from the week, guys? Anything? We got anything going on? What's happening? What's happening in the lives of God Mike back there? I see him. He's thinking.
I did see the guy at the office again.
Oh, wait, the
Officially?
The guy that we walk by each other.
Oh,
say hello.
right, okay. Did
Saw
you
him
hit
again.
him?
No,
hit him
I
with-
didn't say hello,
close.
but
He froze up, huh?
he was there. Yeah. I wanted to say hi, but I didn't. Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
You should write a Craigslist ad for the missed connections. See if he gets it.
And then the only other thing, just to settle an argument for myself, and
You had an argument with yourself?
well, with somebody at work.
Oh.
What classifies a jacket?
Oh boy.
What
Jesus.
classifies a jacket?
Yeah, like a jacket. What classifies it being a jacket?
Zipper.
I would say a zipper.
There's a
Is
very
it-
no,
or
there's-
but
there's-
you can't it can't be a fleecy
there's-
material.
No,
I feel
what
like
classifies a jacket is that there are certain clothing items
And
that are
materials?
considered jackets, and if you make clothing in that style, it is a jacket. There's like 12 of them.
that
I'm
is
telling you. It
the
doesn't matter if it has a
vaguest-
zipper. It doesn't matter if it has buttons. It doesn't matter what material it's made out of.
See, I think
just
it's the
there
material
are
that's
certain-
made out
yeah,
of.
because like if like this is a jacket.
This is a jacket.
This is a
It
jacket.
has a zipper.
Jacket.
This isn't a jacket. It's
No.
like more of like a fleecy
fleece.
quarter fleece. It's
Yeah.
like a quarter fleece. That's
Yep.
what they're called.
Yep.
Hoodie,
Mine was
not a jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if just because the item has a zipper, though, is what we were getting at. One of the guys.
could have
Yeah.
buttons.
So,
his
so
job-
my argument went straight to Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
So I asked him, what did Mr. Rogers wear? Was that a jacket or was that a sweater? Right?
Very clearly a sweater.
A sweater. He said it's a jacket
just because
So-
of the zipper,
just because of the zipper.
which is nonsense. Because he took off his jacket and he put it in the closet when he walked in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And it was
and
like,
then he's got his sweater on.
like a cardigan.
Not a sweater.
Yeah, it's
We all know
definitely
a
it's
sweater.
definitely a
It's
cardigan.
so-
But is it a zip up cardigan?
So
No.
his,
No.
his buddy to
That
say
even-
anything with the zipper as a jacket is ridiculous.
Well, not even-
He had zip ups.
he had some zip ups too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the material. That's just my thoughts on it. So, all right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hey
Jackets,
Brian,
baby.
how was your week?
My week was good, man.
Yes.
My week was.
We went to PAX yesterday.
We went to PAX yesterday, which you'll be able to hear a little bit later. But I mean, my week otherwise it was boring. Work was just tremendously long because I had Friday off to go to PAX, and it just
It
dragged.
snowed out again.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
yeah. So we've got about a few inches here in the greater Boston area, and we're supposed to be getting another 2 feet roughly this week. So we could be
Potentially, yeah.
in some deep snow
Or a lot of rain.
or a lot of rain.
Either way, it sucks.
Yeah, either way. Anyways, did you guys have shitty weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Well, my week was good. It wasn't shitty like this guy's.
I just live in the closet with all this equipment, and I come out every week to do the podcast, and that's it. So there's never anything.
Nothing. So
Nope.
we actually
Closet
keep,
was dark.
we keep Justin
It's dark
in the
in there.
cupboard under the stairs. So
Still can't find this place on time.
Still waking up late.
Burned. Again.
zing. So Anthony, you had a good week.
That was typical weeks, typical staples. You know, like 50,000 returns, nothing seems to work,
Yep.
and free pens.
They're great pens. You just write them off.
Yeah.
Using
I love
them.
Anthony
Write
saying
him off. Nice pun.
Oh, they write
Thank
them
you.
off.
Thank you.
Good work. So can we do our podcast, or are we still doing this?
I mean,
or-
God Mike has a week.
No, he doesn't.
Nothing went
He was
down.
the first
Yeah,
one.
I can
asked.
see how uncomfortable
Did we
Justin
ask?
is
Yeah.
right now.
It's not
We-
uncomfortable. It's
Could
just
start
like,
the.
He's just like, what are we
we're
talking
here
about?
for a
Why-
reason,
yeah.
okay?
All right,
People
Justin.
want to hear
you're-
about our
you seem
shit.
so passionate about it. Why don't you start us off?
With what? Under your thumb? Are we getting into that, Brian? Are we skipping this whole thing? Yeah. So,
I'm trying to, but you're.
all right, so I guess we're
prolonging
going to
it.
get into under our thumb this week. Brian's not going to do it, so I will.
Yeah.
I don't know who went first.
You're
last
going first.
week.
You're going
But
first.
I'm going first this week.
Is what we're trying to.
He
get
doesn't
to.
like change. He has to do the same thing every week. We can't flow from show to show.
Well, it's not really change if you ask them every single week. Is it? Since now I'm used to it.
No, never mind. I'm talking about you.
Please, you wanted to
Yeah.
talk about the games.
Yeah, and so
you're the
Gary
one
just
that's
let
not
you
talking.
let you just have it. and
Please
then-
tell us what you played this week, Justin. I want to know.
I'll think about it.
Wonderful.
I played Dragon Age. Dragon Age Inquisition.
What are you playing on again?
PlayStation 4.
Nice.
PlayStation 4. So the game continues to impress me. See my notes here.
I see
You
the
wrote
notes.
some notes. Nice.
I wrote some notes down. So, anyways, actually, the game, when I got the ability, I haven't played the last mission because I want to do like side quests and
So
stuff.
I take it you're already at the end of the game.
Yeah, it actually, it only took me 45 hours.
Okay.
I was expecting a lot more than that.
Maybe like all the side quests and stuff.
Yeah, maybe all the bullshit is a lot. But I was level 20. The mission's like a level 20 mission. 45 hours. I wasn't
Not
expecting
bad.
that, yeah.
What's the
Well, I think that's just.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think-
or?
I'm not sure.
45 hours is solid.
That's-
but
I mean, for
think
any game, that's a
you
pretty
said
good
that,
amount of
and
time.
I'm sure you're gonna get to it. The amount of dragons you've killed, and
Yeah.
that there is 10 in the game, so you're not even really.
Yeah, there's still a whole bunch of shit going down.
Yeah.
I
So you still have a lot of stuff.
There's
that you
still
could do.
areas of the map that are like, characters are higher level than me. So they're companion missions in this game. They do companion missions for everything, but these ones actually, it appears they have multiple outcomes. So you can kind of be a dick about it or be nice about it. And when you select your companions before you go on a mission, it's just kind of like cards and shows each one of their face. And then depending on what you did for their companion mission now changes the card and what it looks like. And some of them are
It's like their loyalty.
It
to
sounds
you.
very similar to Mass Effect 2, where you land on a planet and pick two characters that you want to go with you, and then if you have like their loyalty, they're
They'll
wearing
have a
like
different
a different
outfit.
outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was cool because the other companion missions in their other games, it was just one mission and you could be a dick about it, but it didn't really change the outcome for the most part. But these were like pretty drastic. You could really, they had definite forks in the story for it. So I thought that was very good. I wanted to retouch on the crafting system. I think that they have done it very well. I'm really enjoying it. It feels farmy though. That is the one thing. It's been feeling a little farmy, but
You have to like go out and grind and find stuff.
yeah,
and
I
then-
think it was a very good crafting system to just have different tiers. So you can make a weapon out of any metal that you have, but the better the metal you have, the better the weapon. So if you don't have to specifically have like
Steel.
silverite metal, you could use iron. It'll still let you craft a weapon. And I think that's cool. You don't have to have exactly the specific ones, but there are just some
So are they
craftable
telling you?
items that
So
are
it's
better
like
than others.
you can make
the dagger.
an iron sword,
yeah, but
or
well, it won't
you
be-
just it's just
you
called
can-
a sword,
yeah, like the
but,
dragon sword or
yeah,
whatever.
but it's like you need 4 metal and
Two cloth,
yeah.
and
But it doesn't necessarily matter which cloth you have, like if it's leather or something.
but if you have
else.
a tier, they go by tiers. If you have a tier 4 metal and a tier 4 leather, then you're
getting
gonna have your
nice
damage is gonna
sword,
be
yep.
388. But if you just have like some iron,
You're gonna get
and-
like 122.
yeah, well, yeah, it's not.
Well, that was the problem in The Witcher 3, right? So in The Witcher 3, it wasn't that. So you had to have these certain items.
Well,
to
usually
craft.
that's how.
yeah.
most
games,
kind of
it's
how
like
very
most games
specific.
are.
Yeah, so that's why it's interesting. They allow you to craft like a lesser of the weapon. Like you're not going to get the full capabilities of it
Yeah,
without having it. So it's interesting, but
yeah, but there's
farming sucks though.
Yeah, farming
can
does suck. So I like that it is a little farmy if I wanted to get like the stronger metals to do it. But that's why it's kind of nice that I don't have to grind as much because they're still better than the weapons you find. They're still going to be better even if you use the lesser metals, if it's like a tier 4 schematic. So it's worth it. I like it. I think it's a good move forward. I wonder if they'll keep doing that or other games will do that. 3 dragons down.
Nice.
3 dragons. Suck
Is
it.
there anything that you get from these dragons that?
They drop loot, all sorts of legendary loot and
Okay.
schematics.
That's
and
what I was looking
crafting
for.
materials
Okay.
and stuff like that. And you get there's 10 of them, so you're getting achievement. It's giving you an update each time you kill one, like 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. So,
you're working towards an
You've got a
achievement too.
tracker.
Yeah.
One thing that I found is awesome. You can call a horse almost anywhere, and they have no fall damage, and you don't fall off the horse. You could jump off of a cliff as long as there's ground underneath you, and it's not like the edge of the map. You could just jump off a cliff and land.
Yeah.
So the game is a lot of their levels are very, what am I trying to say here? Where there's different high platforms. Help me out.
Verticality.
Yeah, a lot of verticality. Thank you. And your fall damage, your character will die if you fall from too high. So I've just been manipulating the shit out of this.
I mean, a lot of games with horses you can manipulate. Like in the way I use it in Dragon Age was when I wanted to get to a certain height, but my character couldn't jump up there on the cliff.
A
Or
lot
whatever.
of like
I
sliding.
would call for my horse, and a lot of times he would be up there, and then you could have your characters despawn and go up on top. And there's ways, because of the companions in this game, the fact that you can switch to every companion, you can let them die and despawn them to another part of the map that you want to go to, switch to that character, and then you're up there, and then you're running away, and then your character will spawn up there.
So, like, for example, a lot
It's
of times
like
what
a
happens, I'm trying to
love
sketchy
video.
jump up to a platform, and I'm like sketchy jumping into the invisible wall or something, and then all of a sudden I look up, and one of my characters is just like walking
there.
around up above.
And you're just
Okay,
like,
you
oh,
switch over
yep.
to that character, and
Yeah.
it's good.
So it's,
But it'll also, I have come into a couple of different times, but I was able to run away and they respawned. But I have had characters in different fight situations where I spawn outside of the map, and I'm like, one of my characters is like behind a rock, and I switch to them, and I can't attack any enemies. I'm like the only one alive. So it was a little sketchy, but it's also funny at the same time. So if you're sketchy jumping up against walls trying to switch to characters, you might end up outside of the map
Yeah.
like an idiot.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
One thing that kind of sucks actually is that jump and the action button, loot, all that is X. So you walk up to a box, and you jump a bunch, and then you finally loot it, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Because you have to like,
I do remember that now.
Usually it's like you hold the button.
yeah, or something. Yeah,
Shouldn't be the jump button.
it
No.
should not be jump. It should be very far from jump.
Any other button.
I could see block is the only acceptable one because at least you're not moving anywhere.
Yeah.
when you're blocking.
Jumping is probably not the button to pick up.
So I've literally been jumping on top of boxes and all sorts of shit. It's stupid.
It's like that.
yeah.
Trying to climb up a ladder in Batman.
Yeah, I already said I like the tier systems. I guess that's really it for new stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you're right at the edge of the game. You just don't want to finish it.
Yeah,
right?
when you go to do the last mission, it says some other stuff will not be available. It doesn't say what stuff.
And you can't
You just want
not.
to finish.
But for me, I'm just like,
Yeah.
nah. I'll start a new character.
This is
I
what,
started a
this is
new
what
character.
Justin does with RPGs. He makes it all the way to the end, and then he's like, "I've played enough." And then
That's not true, Gary.
what happened with The Witcher?
We not agree with it if you finished all the side
The
quests.
Witcher. I mean, it's right. I didn't finish The Witcher.
Earthlock.
All RPGs.
Earthlock?
one game. I mean, I didn't make it to the end. But yeah, so
Sounds like you really like this game.
I do really like this game a lot. I started a second character
Already?
just to run through and make it to the end and beat the mission.
And then
Why
his
don't
main
you make
character-
a separate save file
correct beat it?
and then beat
Well,
it?
because I also want to be.
That's,
I also want
that's
to.
too much logic.
No, because I also want to play it a second time, but choose all like the douchebag things to say. So I'm playing it
So there's
already
no
for a
New
purpose.
Game Plus.
I don't think so. I haven't beaten it yet, technically.
Well, I think there's a New Game Plus. I could be wrong, but what I would recommend is beating it, continuing on New Game Plus, so that way you're upgrading your character, getting better loot, etc.
I don't need
redo
loot.
the whole game again.
I don't
Yeah.
need loot. I already beat it. Or
Well, not really.
Not really.
I mean, I already-
so close. You tell people you beat The Witcher too, or
I beat The Witcher 2.
Not The
As
Witcher.
well.
Not The
The
Witcher
Witcher
as well.
as well.
He's
I do not.
literally at the last boss.
I'm right there, baby.
For like
Whatever I-
100 hours.
Whatever I
into
feel
the
like. it.
last boss, and then was just like, I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, the game continues to impress.
Very nice.
Can't
I
wait
look-
for Mass Effect
yeah.
in like 2 weeks.
It's looking good.
Yep.
It's looking
That
really,
it
really
is.
good.
That was it.
All right.
That was it. So I'm gonna pick Gerald.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
Perfect. So I've been playing a lot of PC games. I will say, I know you guys are going to talk about Zelda. I did not play Zelda because I refused to play on the gamepad. I can talk about that later on, but that's why I haven't played Zelda.
I checked out the 3DS power adapter.
Not the same.
Not the same. That's what I thought. It would make too much sense to have the same cords work for.
I
the
think
same
it's
system.
also, if it did, would be good. Different voltage, I think.
Yeah, and the 3DS doesn't even come with one, so I mean their whole thing is just all fucked up.
Yeah, so there was a charging saga because Brian gave me his Pro controller for the Wii U, and I didn't have a charger for it. I figured it would be the same charger for the gamepad because that
Not
would
the
make
case.
sense. Not the case. Couldn't find it. Went to Best Buys, went to GameStops, could not find it, and I finally found one probably a couple days ago. So I'll get to it at some point, but I just refuse to play on that fucking gamepad. It's not
It is
happening.
true.
Well, you
It's
and
a
Anthony are in good company.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
good. Well, I gave you the Pro controller.
That's true. It's been nice.
But you did confirm that the light is
I can
flashing
find
on the tablet, which is super annoying.
But you're right. It's like
It's a slow
it's
fade,
a slow fade
but it's
in.
just super
And
annoying.
I can see how it would be annoying if you played like in the dark.
It's
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
If you're trying to sleep and you got this thing charging, it's like the worst thing.
Oh, do you know what's the worst?
It's actually
is
like it's breathing.
if it's right next to, like, if it's near you, every once in a while it'll just turn on and this
Advertisement.
loud ass beep. It's like, hey, Mario Smash Tennis
Actually,
is on.
it did it today.
Yeah, did
For
it scare the
Mario-
shit out of you?
Mario tended. I didn't hear it beep. It just all of a sudden I saw it like
Light up.
Yeah,
light up and Mario was on the screen. I'm like, what the?
That's one thing
fuck?
I don't like about the PlayStation controllers, the light in the front.
the light bar.
I like
Yeah.
that it changes color though, depending on
Yeah.
like the
Wait,
games.
what don't you like about it though?
Just when it's dark, I don't like to be able to see it reflecting off of shit.
Oh, okay.
He's scared.
Got it. So yeah, I've been messing around with a bunch of PC games this week. So the Humble Bundle had a sale for Devolver Digital, who's actually at PAX East, and
Yep.
we visited their booth, which was really, really cool. I'm starting to be like one of my favorite developers with the type of games that they have, which is interesting. We'll talk about them during PAX, but I was playing Serious Sam 3 BFE edition, I guess, which I've never played a Serious Sam before. It is exactly what I wanted
Is
it
he
to
the
be.
bunny?
No,
Yeah.
that's Sam and Max.
Serious
No.
Sam is pretty
Sam
much Duke Nukem, like old school Doom. It's a fast-paced
That's
twitch
the shooter that I played with you.
No,
Oh, okay.
no. So that game hasn't come out yet. We'll talk about that during our PAX East talk. But this game came out, I want to say, probably 5 years ago or so, and it's a lot of fun. I love these type of fast-paced twitch shooters on PC. Like, it's just chaos. It's absolute chaos. So you're this guy. He's a complete meat dick. He's just like Duke Nukem. He's wearing the sunglasses and literally just running around making fun of aliens, like blowing these things up. And then there's these characters that are kind of scary. Like, it startles you because they just literally hold two bombs and they just run at you from distance. And you just hear them just,
Oh, it's like the grunts from Halo. Remember when
and
they
they
would have that?
literally are just charging you, and at some point in times in the game, there'll be like 50 of them just running over a hill, and you hear them all yelling, and then when they get up close, it gets super loud.
Yeah.
So you get like really flustered. But it's also really funny. So it's a funny game. It's I think on the Humble Bundle for the weekend, I believe the sale's going on for. It's like $2.
Oh, nice.
So it was super cheap. It was a game that I seen on Steam, and it was like $30 on Steam, and I was like, I don't want to spend
Yeah.
$30, and then boom, sale
Well,
$2.
I mean, there's a ton of Serious Sam games. So
Yeah.
I would definitely if you like this, I would definitely keep an eye out for future sales because just a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
I would say upwards to like 12.
I know they have a new like VR game
Oh, that
that's
I
out
didn't-
there right now.
So a lot of people sitting down playing VR.
Yeah, there you go. We can talk about that later.
Dicks.
So yeah, that was really quick, but I'm playing through that. It's a lot of fun. And then secondly, I went back and started playing Paladins again a little bit.
And Paladins is the Overwatch knockoff, right?
Yep. So it's made by
Okay.
Hi-Res Studios, and the creators of Smite. It's free to play. And
People
I went
love
back.
Smite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back to like this game when I first got on PC was like I played this before Overwatch, so I wanted to see
Now that you got
now that I know how to use a mouse and keyboard,
Yeah.
how do I stack up? In my first game, I dropped like 58 kills.
Jesus.
So I went like 58 and like 7 or something like that. and it was.
That's one way to do it.
It's a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of fun. It's definitely easier than Overwatch.
How many characters are there?
There's a lot. I mean, probably the same amount.
Yeah.
Probably the same amount of characters as Overwatch, and they do the one hero limit, and there's like
Nice.
3 or 4 different game modes, all pretty similar to Overwatch. Like the one game mode that I play all the time is the map spawns or the game starts, and when the game starts, you're all on horses. So you ride horses because the map,
It's huge.
it's not that big, but it wants you to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
So you
And who
ride,
doesn't want a horse?
and who doesn't want a horse? So you ride these horses into the middle of the map.
It's a
There's
battle.
like a control point, and then you fight over control. The control point, once you reach 100%, then it opens up a payload, and then you gotta move the payload all the way to the other team's base where they're spawning at. And then if you win the control point, you get 1 point. If you score the payload, you get another point.
Now let
if
me
they
ask
stop you,
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
if they stop you on the way to bringing the payload, they get 1 point, and it's
Okay.
first to 4.
Okay, because my thought was if if we were facing each other and your team got the control point, but then could we move? Is it
No.
more of like a tug of war thing, or it's just
No,
it goes
whoever
one
gets
way-
the
yeah.
control point then is in control of the payload,
Mhm.
and then the other team's objective is to just not let that payload reach. And
Nice.
if you don't let that payload reach, you still get a point for
Then
your
it's 1 to
team.
1.
Okay.
So then you can
So it
finish
is
your round
It's
1
a
to
mixture of like a payload map or a
Control.
capture.
Yeah.
Control point.
1. Yeah. So and then the characters, a lot of fun. I mean, the one character that I dropped a lot of kills with was she just has an assault rifle and like a fire grenade and just puts out a ton of damage. And then the other character I like using is the turtle, where you can go in your shell and like roll into people, and then you also have a hook like Roadhog.
Yeah,
A
I
grenade
remember.
launcher.
I remember watching a couple videos of you
I
playing.
mean, turtles
this.
are sick.
Yeah. So I've been playing. It's fun. I know it's gonna come to consoles at some point.
Just no date yet.
Just no date yet, and then I believe it will be free to play as well, which will be, if it's free to play and
On
it's on
consoles,
console, like
yeah.
I'd imagine it do pretty well.
Well, I know that Smite
mean,
came
Smite
to
is
the
like that, right?
Xbox. Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
Like I got a few of my friends who play it, and it's very similar. Well, I guess it's actually a weird
Well,
game.
Smite is
Yeah,
different.
It's a little weird.
Smite is a little different.
They have like
um,
cooldowns
but
and stuff, right?
I'm imagine if this
which is
was if this game was free, I'd absolutely download it and at least give it a shot.
Yeah. I mean, it has ultimates. You have your abilities, and then the other thing that's really different is in between rounds. So once you finish a round, you can buy inventory slots. So you have there's 4 different slots that's like healing, damage, your ultimate charge rate, stuff like that. That you create. The better you do in the match, you get more coins. And then at the end of every round, or even every single time you die, you can go into this like cache, and then buy cards. So I can up my damage for 300 coins, and then 600 coins, and then 900 coins. So then by the end of the game, you're building your character up, and then there's different decks that you can use and gain from like loot boxes and stuff like that before the game to put to a deck set of your character. So each character can be slightly different.
Okay.
Depending on the cards being used and stuff like that.
So like for example, does the opponent or the opposing team, are they allowed to see what your
Not-
loadout is? I would guess.
not what your cards are.
So that's like for example. So if you had a, like let's say this assault character that does a ton of damage, right? But then you have like all of these healing abilities
Yeah.
with your cards that kind of, like if I'm the opponent and I say, oh, they have like a really powerful attack character
Yeah.
or whatever. If we try to group up on them and just take out that one character, they're not going to be able to do much, but you have healing abilities, so
Yeah.
that kind of changes the way that person plays.
Yep, and then there's different types of damage that you can deal out with these cards. So you can do just your consistent damage, and you can just up that, or you can up your damage that you take away the healing factors of those players. So like each player has a shield, and then they slowly recharge health.
Okay.
So you can actually turn your damage to stopping the decrease of their regen and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. All right.
So it's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's one of those games I was like, you know what, I'll go back and try it out and play it, and I find myself playing more and more matches of it, which leads me into my last game, which is obviously Overwatch.
Duh.
Nice.
Duh, Brian.
Doy.
And yeah, so Overwatch, I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of it now that we're in season 4, and
Getting the hang of the PC.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I finished season 4 placement matches around SR 1780 ish,
Which is silver, right?
which is silver, which is pretty low level. And then over the last week, I've grinded out over 1,000 points, and now I'm up to 2730, I think.
Which is platinum.
Platinum. Yeah, I'm in platinum now. So the competitive Overwatch is a lot of fun. I'm playing the hell out of it, doing a lot of support characters, Anna, Mercy, and I just, the game is fucking awesome. The game is fucking awesome. There's not much more I can say about it. All that, I'm getting the hang of it on PC and really loving it. I can't stop playing it. So
Yeah, well, if you actually want to see Gary play some, you can go over to youtube.com, search Pixelated Points. He has a bunch of Road to Diamond videos.
gonna get there.
You're going to get there. I can
get
tell.
there.
I can
Skipped
tell.
gold.
You're on
went
the
to-
road
Yeah,
to
I
the
skipped
diamond.
gold.
Skipped
I
gold.
literally was gonna do a video and was like, oh, I will do it, get into gold, and then I was in gold in like 3 matches.
And you're
And I
like,
was
maybe I can't do a video of
yeah,
getting the gold.
no. So diamond, reach for the stars.
Diamond's what, 3,000?
3,000. So I'm at like
You've-
2730 right now.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Pretty close.
Fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, on consoles, I've only ever gotten as high as like 28.
yeah,
So-
you were reaching there.
Yeah,
You were reaching there.
I don't think I would ever actually get there though.
And then the only
Way to
other
get- way to
thing,
get-
Yeah, that's some good confidence, Brian.
Well, now it's certainly not now. I haven't played.
yeah. And then the only other thing with Overwatch is they have a server browser now, which is quite funny. I was playing a couple of matches of it. So basically, the server browser is in arcade mode where everybody creates their custom games, and then people can join in, and you'll see like there's a queue of 2 people in this, waiting to get into this lobby, and then you just wait for 2 people to leave, and then you jump right in.
And it tells you what kind of game.
Yep,
mode it is,
you
right?
can read the description, so it'll say like, I did like the boss like hard mode game type where there was 6 of us on one team and 1 person was the boss, and he had like his ultra ability like stacked up, all of his abilities on no cooldown. Everybody was at a faster movement speed, and everyone's just flying across the map trying to kill this Winston.
So better evolve.
A better evolve, yes, it could be. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on, but people actually, Blizzard came out saying that people need to be careful because people are farming XP in custom games because they're allowing people to get XP playing custom games.
Okay.
So people are finding glitches or just ways to set the game type so they can be AFK and just gain experience
I don't know what AFK stands
Away
for.
from
your
keyboard.
controller.
away from keyboard.
That's a console peasant question
No, you can be away from your
through
controller.
and through.
Yeah.
That would
AFC.
be
AFC. There you go. But yeah, Blizzard said that they're gonna start dropping the ban on people. So gave everyone kind of a heads up and stop doing it.
You guys.
I don't really see the point in Overwatch. It's not like you're gonna get better gear, like or anything.
You're just getting loot boxes,
You're
right,
just
for
getting loot
skins.
boxes. So whatever. I'm done though.
But you know how much they don't want to give out those fucking skins. So they're like really cracking down like, hey, only sprays for you assholes.
That's true. Brian,
Yeah,
I'm
Gary.
done.
You wanna
Oh,
farm
you're
some
done. I'm
XP?
going.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I've continued to play Horizon. So I played Zelda for a little while last week, and we talked about that. And I just decided, you know what, Zelda's always going to be there. I'm having more fun with Horizon, and I know it's blasphemous, and I tweeted that out. I tweeted that out earlier this week. I'm just having more fun playing Horizon. So once I'm done with Horizon, I'll probably finish Breath of the Wild. But Horizon's great so far. I'm probably about 14 hours in, roughly around level. Actually, Gary just got me to level 21.
Did he
I'm-
crush? He did
I
pretty
fucking
good. I'm not
crushed
gonna
it.
lie. He did
I
pretty good.
Yeah.
asked Brian right before we started here today. I'm like, hey, can I just play this real quick? And then I took on, I don't know what those things were called. Two of them.
They're two level 20s. I had just discovered them.
Yeah.
At that like
And
campfire.
I fucking destroyed
I
them.
think they're robots.
They are definitely robotic.
They're
They're
definitely
dinosaurs.
robots.
Yep.
I don't
So,
know if they're dinosaurs or not.
My impressions just from playing it, I think the gameplay is very, very smooth.
Yep.
And I really like the quickness of being able to slide and shoot. And I like the abilities of setting traps and you kind of lead them. Like when I was playing it, one of the robots ran away from me. So then I was like, okay, I'm low on health. Set this trap here, ran up there, shot him, and then slid down the hill. He followed, and then he got destroyed. I think the gameplay is really, really solid. Really,
Yeah,
really
it's
solid.
very
I didn't see too many robo dinosaurs. I didn't see it either. So you played for like 45 minutes. I didn't see a dinosaur, which was interesting.
Hey,
See plenty of robot animals.
yeah.
Robot animals, but
Robot
I didn't see
animals.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, that other one was an ostrich, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was a giant bird, and then we basically
robo
fought
surge.
a giant robotic saber-toothed tiger
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah, it's
saw more people than I
expected.
expected.
That one guy.
There's lots of people on the road. Just there's either bandits or thugs that you end up killing, but there's also like travelers or merchants that are just wandering around that you can talk to and interact with. So
Try to save.
try to save or
Good guy,
get
Brian.
Yeah,
It didn't
so
work out that way.
I see like 3 guys getting attacked. I run up the hill. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try and help these guys. And
Get
then
fucking
the
wrecked.
the monster was right behind this giant rock. He jumped over the rock, and I was just like, and dead. But
guy,
you died? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I die a lot actually.
Yeah, you look like you suck at it.
Yeah. I mean, not as good as
You would have
Jared.
had to be here to see that.
Oh.
Burn.
Glad I wasn't here to see that.
Yeah. But yeah, the game's a lot of fun. I just reached a more civilized community, I would say, than the Nora. So I've just got to the heart of the Karja, which is a tribe that they've been mentioning throughout the entire game. There's another tribe, I can't think of it right now, but you start off as you play as a Nora girl. Who grows up to be a woman, and then you're just going across this landscape and you're seeing how the different cultures actually mix. So in between the Nora, which is at the beginning of the game, and I guess the Karja, which is at the middle area of the map, there's this weird transition from the Nora culture to the Karja, where right in like the center of the two, there's Karja and Nora, and not everyone. They're more accepting of other people's cultures there, and there's a mixture of the two different architectures, and it's actually kind of surprising to see that in a video game because you would imagine that in real life. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't design games, but that was actually really, really interesting. I thought that the way that they're handling the world and the world building is actually very nice.
I mean, like I said, a lot more people than I thought. Just from watching trailers and stuff like that, I didn't really see what I've seen from you playing it or
Yeah.
myself playing it.
Which you can also see on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Brian put out a Let's Play last week on it. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah,
Looks good.
it's a lot of fun. It really is, and it's very pretty. It's
Yeah.
very, very pretty. That's one of those things where every once in a while I'll like stop and pause the game and go into photo mode, which is really cool because you can change the time of day, the camera angle, the lighting. You can change a bunch of stuff in photo mode. Click save, and it saves the photo, and then you just go back right into the game right at the right time that you were at. So that's really interesting. It just feels right when you're playing it. Like, did you feel like that's?
I mean, I hadn't played the game at all, and I mean, you saw me play.
You just kind of
Picked
inherently
it up and
knew.
was like, okay,
Yep.
I can do this, I can do this. All right, here's my weapons. All right, and it
Done.
was very easy.
Yeah.
The crafting and like health potions, I didn't know how to use potions.
Yeah, it's just the
You
D-pad.
told me that there was potions after
after he
He
took
crushed it out with
Yeah.
with
not
with
healing.
with no healing.
no healing. Yeah.
But sprinting was there.
Yep.
Figured that out. Figured out how to sprint and crouch. Found out that Anthony doesn't crouch in games, so that was interesting.
I had no clue how to crouch. I was like,
Anthony, how do I crouch right now? He's like, I don't know.
but I
like,
got the
you've been
I
playing
got
the
the
game.
slide right. I got the slide right.
Man, so
Yeah.
Saved your
so
life.
then we know that Anthony's just
Oh, guns blazing,
Meat
dude.
dick.
Just sitting-
Meat, dick, and
Arrows.
It's easy to
blazing.
dodge though. I do find like. I'm playing
Well,
it.
wait until
Well,
you
you're-
get the bigger enemies.
you're also a Dark Souls player.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
You're the master of the
Wait until
Yeah.
you get the big
top
enemies
tier,
where
motherfucker.
if you don't have the long roll, you're not getting out of the way of some of the stuff.
There you go.
So we better get that long roll, bro.
Yeah.
Slide
There
into
is the story though right now. It's everyone. I've seen a bunch of people being like, "Oh, this story is incredible." There's great plot twists and all these things. So there's one bad guy that you're trying to find right now, and it's like he's the bad guy. He's the bad
Tell
guy.
him to stop making robots. you piece
So
of
I'm
shit.
like, well, it's not. He's not like
Yes, he is.
the worst guy. It's just like he is a low-ranking guy that I'm trying to find right now, and they're like, this is he's a terrible person, and it's very like on the nose, the way that they're telling the story. So I'm thinking like, is that supposed to be like some sort of red herring, and it's so obvious that that's the case, and then maybe you're like, oh, that it can't be that. You know what I mean? There's no way the story is that, black and white. So I'm interested to see how that progresses.
Maybe that's one of those plot twists they were talking about.
Well, that's what I'm
coming in
saying.
hot.
Like I don't necessarily know, because it is very on the nose right now. A lot of things are very just simple. So there's no like, oh, this could be it or that could be it. It's like, this is the way that it is. So I'm interested to see how that unfolds. But other than that, I don't really have much else to update on Horizon. I just like it better than Zelda. But Zelda is also very good. And I played a little bit further of that. I probably have 6 hours of Zelda. And I have
How are you playing this? Just on the gamepad straight up, or are you using your TV?
both.
Just
Whatever.
switching it up.
Yeah. Switching it up. Yeah.
Oh, don't snap.
No,
That
nothing.
was a
All right.
high snap too. That was
That's
a
what
little
they
weird.
do.
Little,
Yeah.
Who's they? I don't like
Nintendo.
Japanese.
they.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This thing's gone out of you. You got no control with this joke.
Yeah.
He lost
The
control.
worst.
Yeah, he wants control. He doesn't have it. But yeah, I'm having a good time playing Zelda. I'm having a better time actually having a conversation with other people that are playing it. Because, well, it's
Yes.
I guess
just
I can
learning
see
the
that.
differences on how, one person does something as opposed to how I'm doing it. And it's very schoolyard. Like I feel like I played the game and I went in and everyone else is playing this game right now. So everyone is talking about it. So they're like, oh, how did you do this? Like, oh, did you know that if you went underneath, the mountain there, you could find this that allows you to get over to this one other location. So I'm having a good time.
Spoilers.
Well, I'm being that's not actually a thing.
We mean like when we were all doing the cold scenario, and each one of us did it a different way.
So like Steve you had the torch, right?
Well, I asked Anthony because I was going to use the torch, but I was like, that seems way too fucking simple. Like, was that going to work? So I was like, it's got to be something else.
More complicated.
Yeah, like I thought maybe I have to get close, but I couldn't figure it out. So I just go over to Anthony. I'm like, what did you do did you get through the cold yet? And he's just like, I fucking used the torch, buddy. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and so like
I
I've
used
been
the torch.
eating
Yeah.
peppers.
and I know
didn't use
other
it.
people.
I didn't. That's what I did until the guy lit me on fire, and I was like, yeah, torch would have worked.
Yeah. So I know people that had made it all the way through just replenishing their health with a bunch of food items.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this guy went like the long route.
I went the correct route.
I would. Who goes to the king and asks him and then gives him his favorite food to get clothing to get to the north?
Someone that's intelligent.
The guy who has the food to give the king.
Yeah.
You would have just thought to
Probably do that.
eat the spicy food and just like walk up there and then.
Yeah, and then die and go like, oh wait, this isn't the right way to do it. Or you stumbled across his diary and went, oh, I got to give him food so I can get this warm ringlet. Duh.
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Wake up. Why didn't you
Doy.
expect that?
Yeah. I don't
This
know.
is Zelda, bro.
Really.
Yeah. Although
Gotta give that big dude the fish and he moves, and you go past him. That's how it works.
It's true.
Everybody likes
I'll
it's
food.
actually kind of similar in this game, Justin. So
Japanese.
Nice.
That's how they make them.
But,
But feed them. They smile and they get out of there.
So I was talking to Steve about this earlier. It might have been a little bit last night, where we were talking about how it's very much this new open world game that is wrapped in a Zelda charm. So it has all of the elements, or most of the elements that you'll find in a Zelda game, but it has so many different elements from so many different games. Like Steve was mentioning, like it feels similar to like a Dark Souls and a Witcher, but it's also very much still Zelda. So they're influenced by all these other games, and it's great. My biggest thing right now with it is the open world, and I just don't like how spread out everything is. And I had the same thing with Fallout 4. That's really why that never really clicked with me, is that it felt so open, and I felt so either overwhelmed or just not wanting to do that at this point in time, that I just felt like I couldn't do it. And I feel like Horizon does it a better way, where it is open and huge, but there are so many different things to do along the way to your main objective. I feel like Zelda is figure it out on your own. Here are some points that you can go to. And
Die a
then
fucking billion times.
die a billion times, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why like
How does the respawn work on a death? Are you just like
Just
pop up
last
right
save,
next to?
save.
but it auto saves a lot.
Yeah, so,
So
you're
you're
just
not-
like, oh,
Can
3
you hit
don't
start?
really
Can you hit
lose.
start save, or do you
Yeah.
have to find a safe spot?
Yeah.
No, you can just start save. So if you know you're gonna go
So you just
somewhere,
see an enemy, you hit start and save, and then you just go run after him.
Yes.
I'm also getting one hit a lot.
Yep.
when you get to areas where you probably shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, like the first time I met the blue bokoblin, 1 hit dead.
Dude had
I had
badass
3
weapon,
hearts though.
Those are the 50 like health. I don't remember.
Yeah, but
It's like it's like the original Legend of Zelda, like the
Yeah.
red.
Rupees. No rupees still? Did you find any? Anyone find any laying
I
around?
ripped some guy off.
I haven't found any
It's just
lying
buying
around.
and
I know
selling.
I
They're
killed
not
somebody.
like you can't go
I
through
killed
the
somebody
grass
and found
Found the guy's chickens, like basically like
in
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I not there
He
yet.
gave me 50 rupees.
Nice.
I was pretty happy with that.
That's pretty impressive.
It's a nice
Can
little
you
payment.
hang on to them and fly like the
Yes.
old game?
Mhm.
Sick.
There's
I tried
also,
to also kill him.
oh
The
yeah.
chickens?
Did they attack you?
They lay
An egg.
an egg.
Yeah. I thought if you
It
kept
seems
hitting
helpful.
Yeah.
them, you can cook
Yeah,
it.
you can. You
Yeah.
can cook it.
Yeah.
I start cooking a bunch of stuff and selling the food. It's a lot of money in that.
Yeah.
Being a
Lot of
chef.
money.
People
Chef.
love food.
Chef
People
makes good
love
money.
food.
I browsed a forum with just that we're talking about Zelda, and like a lot of the topics were just like
Recipes?
money, like
Yeah.
manipulate, like how
Because
like
it's a
stock market type
rare
thing.
comedy to
Yeah.
to find. Like they're not just like
So
you
what are these rupees doing for you? What are you buying?
clothes for the most part.
Because your
So
clothes
far.
disappear.
Well, you need different, like say
Well,
winter clothes. You
I don't
need
know.
that.
There's just shops
Like,
that
do
have clothes.
So I know your weapons
Also
get destroyed.
defense. You get like
Yeah.
it's like like it has 3 defense.
So you okay?
So you
and
need more clothes, better
to-
clothes to,
keep
fight
the defense
better.
up. And
Yeah.
so will your armor can it be destroyed?
No, not your
Shields is
clothes.
the
Your
only-
shields is shields and
warm
swords
weapons.
and
Bows. Yep.
So far you guys have found no weapons that are unbreakable. Like no, you haven't found the master sword or something like that. That's just.
No,
not
I know
gonna
it's
break.
in there
Yeah.
because there's flashbacks with Link having it. So
It's gotta be something.
it's got to be something.
Although I
in the
did
Lost
find
Woods.
a rusted sword in a pedestal that I pulled
Oh,
out.
I like that.
It was like
That's
it was in the Great Plateau area. It's like right when you start off, you go down and there's like a little lake with a big boulder in the lake, and on top of the boulder is a pedestal with the
I wonder if
sword.
that's. You seem to be going. I just ran off in random directions. You seem
Yeah,
to follow a path where like you found stuff that they kind of wanted you to find.
Usually in open world
'cause I
games,
saw
if you
that.
stay on the
Yeah, if you stay on a
path,
path,
they
you
drop shit
You
next
drop
to
shit
it.
kind of where you.
But I mean, but then that's not the fun.
No.
You got to
But
climb
that's
the
it
tree.
because that could have
and
been
find
kind of
beasts
like the
and get
original
stung
Legend of
and
Zelda, where
die
you
and,
know you
like,
first
Yeah.
walk into a
That was
cave,
awesome.
so like
True.
you end up wandering
Yeah.
down a bit. So here's a sword you can use
Yep.
for a little bit because
It's dangerous to go alone.
it's definitely dangerous to go along this fucking game.
You got skeletons. Oh yeah, skeletons out
Yep.
everywhere.
At night they pop
You got
up.
the tree that pops up and shoots the
Yep.
seed at you.
Yep.
Deku.
Nice.
Those things are a pain in the ass.
They're
Aren't
fucked.
there
They
lizards
come out of
too?
the
They got,
water
like, lizard
too.
ones?
Yeah,
lizards
there's,
are there.
the lizards
They're
are
fuck-
way
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
They're way different. They're water lizards. They usually
Yep.
they're known for being like hot and volcanic.
Yeah.
They're both. They got both kinds.
Oh well,
So,
way to fucking
yeah.
spoil the game, Anthony.
If you wandered off a little bit.
No.
Gone
uh,
off
But
the beaded
this
path.
game is, I think, very tough. It's very difficult.
Reminds
if
me
you're
a lot
going
of the
to
first one.
areas. Yeah, well, if you go into areas you're not supposed to be, it's pretty much
Actually, when I was playing
game over.
the one on the 3DS, The Link Between Worlds, I went up to a volcano area way too early, and there was like these weird minotaur-looking, fire-breathing thing. They just fucking destroyed.
Those are always classically difficult in most 2D Zelda games.
So it's just like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm
And-
turning around.
There was that like gift that was floating around with Link getting struck by lightning, and that finally happened to me. And that's rough.
Shit, one shot.
Well, yeah, they're all one shot.
Nice, dude.
But there's sometimes it happens like in the GIF it shows like they'll put a little lightning ball like on Link, so you kind of know that it's I mean you can hear the lightning. I mean it's you see it and you hear the thunder and shit. But they'll give you like a little warning. But I was in an area where they were just like fuck you, boom, and I was
No
like what the
warning.
shit.
It would have been awesome
There's
if you're
a
like
lot of
climbing
dying.
a rock
Yeah.
and it hits you while you're climbing.
Yeah, there's just a lot of dying.
Yeah, I've drowned a lot.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
you're
probably
just
one
like,
of
oh, I
the
can make it across this river, and the current is so strong that you're
So
not going
you can't
anywhere.
be swimming and not using stamina.
It uses
Correct,
stamina.
worst. That's
Yep.
the one downside.
That kind of sucks.
And when
Everything
you
pretty
climb,
much-
When you
yeah.
run, when
Well, I could see running and climbing all that shit, but just like
Well, it makes
leisurely
sense.
floating.
Well,
Well,
you could if If you
Just
do
lose
anything and stop,
Like I could see if
your
you.
stamina's.
Recharges.
So can
No.
you
But
float
no,
in
when-
the water?
when
No,
you're
If you're
floating-
hanging,
When you're floating in the water, you're still burning stamina because you're not recharging.
treading.
you just
Yeah.
it's just in the middle. It's almost for like, oh, they just allow you to do it to get your bearings.
Yeah.
But you don't recharge, and it just ends up where you are. So if you can't make it, there's really once you're in the water, you're kind of fucked if you don't have a.
Enough
So
stamina.
you're
way to
saving
go.
every time you get in the water. 'Cause that's
I
just
mean,
sketchy
no,
as
not
shit.
really.
Or if it's saving enough. But yeah, that's fucking sketchy. I mean, you should be able to swim. I
It
mean,
just puts you back. See, but you're not like when you.
stupid people can float.
It's like like any Zelda game that you're not dying if you go out in the water and lose stamina. They just put you back on the shore.
Oh,
Yeah.
they just
But
drop
unless you
back.
have
0 heart.
what
Yeah.
0 heart, you
One
know,
heart.
like a quarter. I don't know what they knock
They
down.
take it like yeah,
half
that's
a
just
heart,
a
maybe.
quarter of a heart,
Yeah.
and then if you only have a quarter of a heart left and you go
Then-
swimming and you drown, then you die.
Yeah, then you actually go back to a save. But anytime you like jump off a high platform and die, or
You're
they just
dead.
bring you back up to the top of it. So
Anyone done any temples or anything?
I've only
just
just
the
done
shrines.
the shrines.
I'm
which
on my way to one
we need
temple.
to we need to talk about the fucking ball puzzle shrine.
Oh yeah, you should
These
talk
things,
about
these
it.
things are fucking brutal. So it's motion control.
Oh, that
you
thing.
have to do motion
That
control.
one's motion.
Yeah.
That's the only one
You
I've
do the
done.
trick?
I did the trick. Don't
What's
you
the
worry.
trick?
Don't worry. So, right,
I already know
if
the
you,
trick.
If you
Yeah.
can,
know
if
the
you can
trick.
imagine, this is the puzzle, and it's a maze basically, and then the ball drops in, and you have to move your controller to get the ball basically all the way around, and then have it get to a point where it slides down, and then you have to like flick it very
Yep.
quickly to get up onto another platform. So.
This
There's a
sounds
trick.
sick.
There's a trick to do it where when it drops in, it drops and you have to bring it all the way around the maze. But if you just turn your controller upside down, well, not upside down, but the sideways, rotate it, it drops exactly where you need it to be, and then you can just turn it to the left and then flick it to the right, so like it flicks up. That's the trick.
just
I
tipped the whole
couldn't do
thing.
it.
I tipped the whole thing over.
Yeah, so what Anthony and I did was
I did
so
the trick.
I couldn't get it for whatever reason. I just could not do it.
Yeah,
So I flipped the puzzle all the way upside down, and it's flat, no walls. It's just a
keep going.
yep. And then so like I was like, all right, cool. And after like 2 or 3 tries doing it on flat surface, got it.
Yeah.
It's a good, I wish I had that trick.
yeah, when I was
15
thinking,
minutes.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like,
15 minutes.
I was
Jesus
pissed
Christ, I
off,
could see
failed.
Tia walking in, and you're like, alrighty, okay. What the fuck are you doing? The puzzle, alright.
Yeah, those can go fucking suck a fat one.
I can see Nintendo still sticks it to you motherfuckers every time. Like, you know what? You like
It's-
this? I bet you do. Does it look pretty? Motion control! Bitch, what's up? Don't like it too much, assholes.
It is weird, like, because one shrine, it's like so easy, and the next one, you're just
Yeah.
like, dude, this is.
Oh, this game is
fuck
perfect. And then he just like, psych. Motion control's coming in.
I will say that this is like a master class. It is a masterpiece. It's a master class in design because anything that you think that you might be able to do, you can,
Yeah.
which is like really cool. So
Have you blown up fish with a bomb?
yeah,
And then caught the fish and eaten them? 'Cause
Yep.
That's how real men fish.
Yep.
With dynamite.
dynamite. I've done that. So there's like apples on trees, and you're like, oh, I wonder if I can climb up and grab that. Oh, I can climb up.
Have you shot the arrow off the tree?
The apple? Yeah, I have. Yeah. So I was actually telling Steve that yesterday. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I wonder if I can shoot that apple off, and then
So what you got to do is throw your sword at the tree to make the apple fall, and then shoot the falling apple with the arrow.
if that is a
And then
thing,
save
I
it.
will
You
absolutely
could
try.
probably do it. You can throw
The
your
sword.
weapons.
Will that
Yep.
knock? Will that be enough to knock the
That I
apple
don't
down?
know. What if you knock the apple off with a sword and then shoot it? Because what if it doesn't?
Can you
work?
save
the whole
video
tree
on this thing?
You can capture screenshots, but no
We'll have no
videos.
evidence. I won't believe you. But try it out. Let's see
We
if you
have
Robin
the capture
Hoods.
card.
See if you Robin Hoods can get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, it is I think it is a masterpiece, masterclass of a game.
I
think it's
like
probably-
the word masterpiece. I think
it's
very
a
confident.
master of a master of the masterpiece.
Yeah, I think it's probably better
I think
than
it's a
Ocarina of
piece of
Time.
mastery.
Whoa.
It,
It's
bold.
getting to be that way. I
What'd
think
you
it's
say?
It
probably
hasn't
better than
clicked for
Ocarina
me
of
yet,
Time.
and that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when you get like,
Well, you would hope.
so some of the stuff I noted, like it's really satisfying to get good, like when you find like a good weapon. It's satisfying to have it after going through like so much trash.
Yeah, and having like all these skeleton arms.
Well, because then
Basically.
right, you can use those because it's very you use it sparingly.
So
when
you start to strategize more.
strategize like you could kind of avoid fights. Like I've never, and it's not. At first, you could kind of be like, "Oh, I want to avoid fights because I don't want to lose my weapon." But there's lots of, I mean, you get weapons everywhere.
Yeah,
so
so
it's
you
not
can
too
just
big
use,
of a
like,
deal.
a shitty
I'm just
weapon.
picking and choosing. So if it's just a rando enemy, I'll just use a shit tier weapon, and I'll save the good ones for like.
The shrine boss.
Can you
the
just?
boss,
How
yeah,
far can you
yeah.
get with just like rocks? Can you pick up rocks off
You
the ground?
can throw rocks. They don't do damage, do they?
I've never thrown them at anything.
That's fucked
Because
up.
you can distract people too.
Right, because there's like
You can
lots
throw
of
a rock
stealth that they
to-
kind of want
yeah.
you to do. So
should be throwing rocks at people.
I do that with bombs. Like I'll lure guys to bombs and then throw
I saw they
another
had a
bomb.
bunch of different bombs, like all sorts of different bombs
Just a
going
square
on.
bomb and a circular
I thought
bomb.
that there was like, or maybe
bomb arrow.
timer bomb and
Oh yeah, there's
ice
lots
bombs
of yeah.
and-
We have. I've gotten fire, ice, and bomb arrows.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yep. And those are. I think you actually
Helpful.
need.
can you freeze the ice
Yes.
and walk across it?
You can freeze water. That's one of the powers. It's like
Stasius.
Stacy. No,
Oh,
yeah.
Chris. Or is it Chris?
Cryotech or something
Cryo-
like that.
cryo,
And then so it freezes water, and then
you can
it,
magically just climb ice.
which is weird. Climbing ice is fucking weird.
I
a
mean,
little
this
weird,
guy's
yeah.
climbing rocks that have no ledges,
Yeah.
anyways.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
that's another thing where it's just like you can just climb anything. So it's like, oh, you want to climb that's the side of that house? Okay. The only thing that actually you can't climb is in the shrines.
shrines,
You
yeah.
can't climb up areas
the
in the
wall.
shrine because it's
Stay
supposed to be like a
invisible while you-
puzzle room.
So, yeah.
So, but yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's a video game. It's a suspension of disbelief, I guess. I mean, it is.
I just
is-
want to see those magnetic boots, man.
Oh, the
Well,
iron
I mean,
boots?
you don't really
Doesn't-
need a
yeah.
magnetic. You have a giant tablet that.
I thought the metal boots were sick. Those puzzles were always
Well, I
sweet.
think
Twilight
I
Princess.
have seen a video of
If
someone
you get the magnet
wearing
boots,
some
man,
sort of.
take that
Oh,
picture.
not magnet boots, iron boots. I've seen
Iron.
someone
But
carrying around
someone
iron
does it
boots.
with the magnet, doesn't it?
Yeah, but,
But,
very cool.
Yeah, just walking around, you run into random things. I ran into some bird just playing the accordion,
Oh yeah, I saw him too.
just in the middle of nowhere.
Do you shoot
Just
him?
Like
He's a
he's a kind
he's
of
a bard. He's
yeah.
just like a NPC character.
You can actually when you do like swing a weapon or shoot like a person who's not like
yeah.
an enemy, they get all pissed
And they
Yeah.
run
and
away.
freak. No, they'll
No.
like either they
Something
yell at you or
attack,
like they'll jump back.
Yeah.
Like 'cause that. But yeah, he was just
If
playing
you-
the accordion.
If you run too close to somebody on a horse, they're like,
Oh,
"Oh
yeah.
God, like you're gonna hit me." The best thing though is if you're walking around in just your underwear, people are like, "Dude, you need to put on some clothes." They're just like, "What are you doing? Why are you in my like shop or house?" Like I've gone into people's rooms or their houses, and they're like, "This is my house. Why are you in? Why are you in here?" So it's like,
Smacking shit.
yeah, no
Making
breaking
breakfast.
pots here. But
and then there was one thing that I thought was funny. I don't think it's not really a spoiler, but there'll be a cutscene with Zelda, and she's
Spoiler.
talking to you, and like she's like super condescending as fuck to you because she's telling you something, and you, like it seems like Link actually isn't paying attention, and then she just goes, "Can you hear
Sounds
it?"
like every relationship
Yeah.
I've ever heard of.
And then she just goes, "Can you hear it?" ... Hero, but it's like said in such a way that it's like because this is the voice acting,
Like she's talking
so
shit to
the
you?
way it's
Yeah.
said, it's just like
can you hear
Yeah.
it, hero?
The way she says hero is
like
just
you
like,
fucking
yeah.
bitch, I'm saving you.
So I thought
She
that
was
was
always
hilarious.
so helpless. Like, Jesus, princesses, get it together.
She's actually kind of.
Help.
I mean, when she sheiks out, I guess, but
Sheik is
If you ever beat a Zelda game, you
Yeah.
would know.
I have beat a Zelda game, Dick. Okay, I got all the paintings, put
Not
them
only- did you
together,
beat a Link
beat
Between
that
Worlds?
asshole. Yeah, stupid green.
Yeah.
fuck.
So did you
Did you-
remember the
No, I don't
final?
remember
All
what
right, then
happened.
never mind. Jeez, cheese and rice.
But I beat it, assholes.
Yeah.
What game was
I'm
that?
sure you got
You
to the
did for
end.
the
Between-
longest time.
Between Worlds, where
left
you.
it at the end.
Yeah, he got to the end and was like, you know what? I beat it.
Yeah, I got to do everything else. So
Restart.
very nice. But
Beat it.
yeah, I mean, if do you
Mark
guys
it up.
have really anything else?
I
No.
think it's gonna be a long game.
I
Yeah,
haven't
well,
played
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be a long. It's gonna be one of those things where it's weird to think, but like you could probably play this. Like I can probably play this until like midsummer
Yeah,
because
sure.
there's other games along the way that I'll be playing. Like I don't think I'll beat this until later this year. Like I
especially
will
if you're
not.
gonna do like all the side quests.
Well,
if
yeah.
if that's what something you're.
That's why
We'll try to
Nintendo
100.
only release
100%.
That's
Zelda.
well, it's funny,
they
Gary,
do that.
because it's like I was so down on like there's no other games, but it's like as of right now, this is kind of like my back burner game where I'm playing Horizon, and then guess what comes out mid-March? Mass Effect. And guess what comes out in April?
But
Ukulele.
wouldn't it
What
been
comes
weird
out
if it
in
was
May? Like,
oh, another game for my Nintendo.
yeah, but
That's
I
don't like
understand
those.
I understand the sass that you're coming in with, but
Good,
the way
it's
that
coming
I'm
in
using
hot.
it, it's just a back burner thing, and I'm having a great time with it. It's just
$300 bag burner.
yeah. Some have disposable income, Justin.
I know you're balling like
enough
that,
to buy
but
two, I
still.
guess.
You know?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna buy two.
Speaking of which, when can I pick that up?
Yeah.
Did you buy the game?
I have not yet. Is that a requirement?
Do-
If you say,
How the
dude,
fuck
I
are you
will
gonna
buy the
play
game
it?
today. I
we
will leave here and pick
I
it
think
up.
we will talk about this off air, and we're going to be done with Under Your Thumb. We're going to take a quick break and come back with our impressions on PAX East 2017. Stay tuned.